So today I'm going to share with you how I made this Amigurumi no-sew teddy bear. I decided to name this teddy bear the Baby Bobble Bear because we're using bobble stitches for its arms and legs. So let's get started. So instead of making him brown again, I'm going to make him white this time. And we're using the Shipya's Little Darling. If you've never worked with this yarn before, it is a chenille yarn, but it is much thinner than your typical chenille yarn. They say that this is more of like a DK weight chenille yarn. So the recommended hook size that they have on here is a 4mm. But today I am actually going to be using a 3.25mm hook. Okay, so to start we are going to make a magic ring, and this is how I do it, where I loop it around my fingers twice, I bring up my yarn, and then I make a chain, and this is going to be my magic ring. Now I'm going to put in a stitch marker. This is going to be my running stitch marker. It allows me to see where I began my row, or my round I should say, and it'll help me keep count of which round I'm also on. So to start, we are going to make 8 single crochets in our magic ring. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And then once I have 8 single crochets in my magic ring, I am going to close it off. So I'm going to pull on that yarn end there and close the magic ring. And you can see that it's tightened up here. And you've got your circle to start with now. Okay, now I'm going to move my stitch marker back to the other side to indicate that I am on the second round. So here in the second round, I am going to make 2 single crochets in each stitch. So it's a single crochet increase in each stitch. So that's the first one and then the second one. So that's your first increase. And now I'm going to do the same thing all around. So 1, 2, like that. So now I've got 4 single crochet stitches. So this one would be 5, and then 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, 13, and 14, and then the last one here, 15 and 16. And you'll notice that in this pattern I don't join the rounds, I work in a spiral. You might notice that in my first round I used the yarn over method to make my single crochets, but then for the second round and beyond I'm going to be using the yarn under method. Okay, so now we're on the third round. In the third round we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to make a single crochet increase. So this would be my increase right here. Then we're going to repeat that pattern. We're going to do 1 single crochet and then a single crochet increase, and then we're going to do that all around. Okay, then we're going to do a single crochet and then a single crochet increase, and then again a single crochet increase, and then again single crochet increase, and then again here single crochet increase, single crochet, single crochet, increase. So now after round 3, you should have 24 stitches all around. Okay, now we're going to start round 4. Round 4 is going to get a little interesting because this is where we are going to work on the bear's tail and legs. We are working the bear from bottom up, just so you know. So we're going to start with working on the tail. So the first bobble stitch is going to go into the first stitch right there. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops. Now we're going to do this again. Yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through the first 2 loops. Now we got 3 loops on our hooks. We're going to repeat that until we get a total of 6 loops on our hooks. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 1 more. So yarn over, insert hook, pull up loop, yarn over again, pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, it's a little hard to see because of how fuzzy the yarn is, but there is 6 loops on there. Now we are going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 6 of these loops on our hooks like that. And this yarn is so easy, it just glides off the hook right there. And that's your tail for the little teddy bear, for your little baby bobble bear. Next, we're going to make 7 single crochets. So make sure you find your next stitch and not go over. But we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch and we're just going to lock in that bobble stitch right there. Make sure your bobble stitch is sticking out. And then we're going to make a single crochet to lock that in. So that's your bobble stitch right there for the tail. You got 1 single crochet already. We're going to make 6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So now we're going to make another bobble stitch doing the exact same thing. Yarn over, insert hook, pull up loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Again, we're going to repeat yarn over, insert hook, pull up loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert stitch, pull up loop, pull through the first 2 loops. Now we've got 4 on here, so repeat this 2 more times. And then now we've got 6 loops on there. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 6 loops. Make sure you pop that bobble stitch out towards you, and then we're going to lock in that stitch right there to the next one. And then now you got your first little footsie. Now we've got 1 single crochet in here. We're going to work 5 more so that there's a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's a total of 6 single crochet stitches right here. Now we're going to make our 3rd bobble. So we're going to go yarn over, insert hook, pull up loop, yarn over, and then pull through that first 2 loops. And then we're going to repeat that again. 5, and then 6. So that's 6 loops on our hook. So we're going to yarn over, pull through all 6 loops here, and then we're going to keep continuing to single crochet until the end of the round. Lock in that bobble stitch right there, pop it out, and then we are going to single crochet till the end of the round. for round 5 is easy. We are just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So there's going to be a total of 24 single crochets. So we're going to insert a hook into that first stitch there, and then single crochet, and then so that's the second one, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, so for round 6, now that we're on round 6, we are going to make 9 single crochets. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to do 4 single crochet decreases. So we're going to do the invisible decrease where we put the hook into the front loops of the next 2 stitches. We're going to pull up a loop, and then we're going to make that single crochet. So that's your invisible decrease. So we're going to do the same thing for the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and then 3. So now we have 4 single crochet decreases here, and then we're going to finish off with 7 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so for the next round, round 7, I'll move our stitch marker there. We're going to make 7 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to make a bobble stitch. We're going to do once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then one more 5 times, for a total of 6 loops on the hook there, and then yarn over and then pull through all the loops. Now we are going to make 5 single crochets. Make sure that bobble sticks out. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now we're going to do another bobble stitch in this stitch here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then we're going to finish off with just single crochets all the way until the end of the round. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So once you're done those rounds, we are going to shape our bobbles a little bit better, make sure that they stick out. and that they're nice and round. You've got the bottom of your bear. Okay, now for round 8. Round 8, we are going to start with a single crochet decrease. So we're gonna go into the front loops of the first 2 stitches, yarn under, and then pull through to make 1 single crochet decrease, and then we're going to do 3 regular single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to repeat the same pattern. We're going to do 1 single crochet decrease, and then we're going to make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, oops, not in the same stitch, making sure that I'm not going into the same stitch, and then 3. So again we're gonna go decrease 1, so then we're gonna do 3 single crochets, and then again a decrease, and then 3 single crochets. So once you finish this round, you should have 16 single crochets around. So now we are going to work on round 9, and in round 9 we are going to be only working in the front loops of the stitches, and we're going to do a single crochet and then a single crochet increase, and we're going to repeat that 8 times. So working on the front loops only, we're going to do a single crochet, then in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet increase, and then we're going to repeat that, single crochet, and then single crochet increase, and then single crochet, single crochet increase, single crochet, and then single crochet increase, increase, single crochet, and then increase, single crochet, and then increase, and then one more single crochet, and then increase, and then that's your round 9. So that's the beginning of the bottom of the head. So now we are going to work on round 10. Round 10 is also going to be a little interesting here. So we're going to start off with a single crochet. Then we're going to do a single crochet increase. Then we're going to do 2 regular single crochets in the next 2 stitches, like that. And then we're going to repeat that. We're going to do an increase, and then a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now we're going to do 3 single crochet increases. So 1, 2, so that's the first increase. Now we're going to do a second increase in the next stitch. 1, 2, and now we're going to do the third increase in the next stitch. There we go. So that's 3 single crochet increases. Then we're going to do 5 single crochets across. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then again, we're going to do single crochet increases in the next 3 stitches. So I need to make it in the next stitch here. So this is going to be where our increase is. So 1, first increase, second increase, and then the third increase. Like that. Then we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase. Increase. Then we're going to repeat the same thing, 2 single crochets, and then an increase. Oops. Increase like this. Now for round 11, we are just going to single crochet in each stitch around. There should be a total of 34 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, oops, 31, 32, 33, and then 34. So that's single crochet all around. And then now we are on to round 12. So round 12, we are going to do 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet decreases. So that's our first decrease, our second decrease, and then our third decrease. Now you've got a little puffy cheek right here. Then we're going to do 5 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again 3 single crochet decreases. First decrease, second decrease, and then third decrease. Then we're going to finish it off by doing single crochets until the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For rounds 13 to 15, so for 3 rounds in total, we are going to make a single crochet in each stitch. So I will go and do that and come back later. So I am back now after crocheting round 15, and this is what you should have at this point. So now we're going to insert our safety eyes. So we're going to insert our safety eyes between rounds 12 and 13. So we're going to count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12 and then this is 13. We're going to insert our safety eyes somewhere around here, and then we're going to place them approximately 4 stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be our other eye. So if this is too close together, we can probably, I don't know if that was really 4 stitches apart. Let me count again. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches apart. So this looks like a good place to place our safety eyes. Right now he looks a little bit like Casper, I have to say. If you know what I'm talking about, Casper the friendly ghost. Then we're going to insert our safety eyes here. Okay, and then we are going to stuff it a little bit because we're going to start doing our decreases later. So let me just grab some stuffing and let me stuff him. Okay, so now we are going to start round 16. So I've already inserted my safety eyes. I've stuffed it a little bit. I actually stuffed it with some scrap yarn here. So here we're going to do 5 single crochets and then a decrease, and then we're going to keep repeating that for the entire round. You should be repeating it 4 times. So there's 3, 4, and 5 single crochets, and now we're going to do a decrease. So decrease like this, and then we're going to repeat that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to single crochet decrease. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again another single crochet decrease, and the last time that we're going to repeat this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a single crochet decrease. Okay, so now we're on to round 17. Round 17, we're going to do a single crochet and then a single crochet decrease, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So this is my first single crochet, then I'm going to do a single crochet decrease, and then I'm going to do single crochet and then single crochet, oopsie, single crochet decrease, then we're going to do another single crochet and then a single crochet, this keeps falling off, single crochet decrease, a single crochet, and then a single crochet decrease, one single crochet, one single crochet decrease, one single crochet, one single crochet decrease, one single crochet, one single crochet decrease, one single crochet, single crochet decrease. So that's round 17, and then now we're going to do round 18. So round 18, we are just going to do single crochet decrease in all the way around. So that's your first decrease, second decrease, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So doing this a total of 8 times. Once you're done that, you still have a pretty big hole at the top. But you can see, he's looking kind of cute, like a little ghost actually. But we're gonna finish stuffing him. So let me grab some more scrap yarn and I'll stuff him and I'll be back. Okay, so I finished stuffing. It's, somewhat firm. I'm not gonna make it too firm though, because I don't want to overstuff it and have it go out of shape. But now we can cut our yarn. So we're gonna cut this right here. It doesn't have to be super long, but we're gonna use it to close up the hole up here. But at this point we can actually remove our stitch marker. We don't need this anymore, so we can just pull that out. And it's looking so cute. Okay, so here we are going to thread our yarn needle. And to close up this hole up here, we're going to insert our needle and thread it through the front loop of every single stitch. So just the front loops. This is called the ultimate finish, and we use this for amigurumis all the time. That's the last one there. It's okay that the needle came off, but okay. So once we do that, we are just going to close it up like a drawstring bag and pull on the yarn tail, and then look at this beautiful finish. And because it's 8 stitches instead, we're finishing off at 8 stitches instead of like 6 stitches, it actually ends up being quite nice and flat at the top there. So once you've got that done, then we can just thread this back into the amigurumi and then, try to hide our yarn tail inside. I can snip that off later. Okay, so the next part, we're gonna put ears on this little guy. So I'm gonna think that I want the ears to sit a little bit closer to the front of the head there, but I'm gonna start it at round 14. So I know this is round 13 because this is where I put the safety eyes. So this is round 14. So I'm gonna put my hook just right over this way in one of the stitches like this. So I'm gonna actually crochet into this part like a stitch rather than an actual stitch. So how I'm going to do it is that I'm going to just pull my yarn through, like over here. I am going to make a chain. So that's my first, that's round 14. Now in round 15, I'm going to put 3 half double crochets. So I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch there, and I'm going to put 3 half double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and then my 3rd half double crochet. And then for the last part, I'm going to put in round 16, I'm going to leave it with a slip stitch. Okay, so once you have that, then we're going to snip that off. We're going to pull the yarn through, and then we're going to weave in these ends later. But let's do the other ear too. We're gonna start from top to bottom because this is how we're gonna work our ear, because this one we work from bottom to up, and then so for the left ear I'm gonna work from top to bottom just so that they face the same way. So to see where it is, I think I'm gonna eyeball it and start from here. So I'm gonna pull my yarn through like this for the first part, then I'm gonna make a chain. Then for the next stitch down, I'm going to insert my hook and then make 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch down there. So that will be our left ear. I'm going to pull that out, snip this part, and all I got to do is weave in my ends. Weave in my ends into the amigurumi. So let me do that and I will be back. Okay, so I just weaved in the ends. You can kind of see the shape coming in a little bit. The only thing that's missing is the little nose here. Right now he looks like a little white mouse, but it does have a little tiny bobble tail, so this baby bobble bear is coming along. I just need to get some black yarn and then I can embroider that nose on there and show you what he looks like after. Okay, so I just weaved in the ends. You can kind of see the shape coming in a little bit. The only thing that's missing is the little nose here. Right now he looks like a little white mouse, but it does have a little tiny bobble tail, so this baby bobble bear is coming along. I just need to get some black yarn and then I can embroider that nose on there and show you what he looks like after. So I just got some black mercerized cotton here, and this is what I'm going to use to embroider the nose. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to stick it in the back of the head here, in one of those stitches between the eyes, and then I'm going to go across maybe twice or so, like this. It doesn't require a lot of the black, so I'm just using a little bit of the black mercerized cotton. So when I go over this the second time, I'm actually going to bring this down. And I'm going to come out from one of the stitches down here. Bring that back. I've got a nose here between the eyes. And then I'm going to bring this stitch back into the middle of the nose. And then I'm probably gonna stick it over here to where that stitch is coming out from. And then that way I finished this little baby bobble bear. And I'm just gonna move this stitch over a little bit because it does not seem centered. So once I do that, this is what the bear looks like. And I think he looks really cute. He really does look like a polar bear now. Like, I was having a little bit of self-doubt earlier because even after putting on the ears, he still looked a little bit like a mouse. But once you add on the nose, I think the bear face has definitely come out, which is so cute. Okay. For the back over here, we are just going to make a knot. We're going to tie 2 knots here, so to secure it and then it won't come out again like this. We're going to tie a knot like that. Make sure it's not too tight, so that like the nose or the line that comes out from the nose, like you don't want it to be, you know, pinching the bear's face. So once you got the 2 knots here, we're gonna snip this short like this. Okay, snip that short, and we're just gonna pull this knot back into the amigurumi like that. It's always so satisfying to watch when I do that. But yeah, that is it, and you finished your baby bobble bear. And now the brown bear has a polar bear friend, and they're gonna go ahead and have some fun.